Hey, my name is Kamal Abdelmajid. Today I will be talking to you guys about the evolution of gaming. Have you ever wondered what's it like to play on a 2D game with a ball and a square actually went bouncing back and forth to now realistic video games, almost like you feel like you're in them? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys how it started. I'm gonna talk to you guys about three main topics: the start of video games and the technology and how the first gaming console came, and also third of all, how games are today. So going to my first topic, how video games started. According to the article Video Game in History, written by History.com, the earliest game created was a game called Tennis for Two by William Higginbotham. This was created in 1958, and this took a big change on the industry and caused a lot of people to join the gaming industry. This was a big change, which has now led to the way people play video games today. And after that, this was where the increase in technology took place, and video games finally had their own gaming consoles. So the first ever gaming console was actually called the Brown Box. According to History.com, their article Video Game History explains that Ralph Baer created the first ever gaming system known as the Brown Box. The Brown Box then turned into the Odyssey, and after the Odyssey came a lot of new consoles, and this was a big change because video games weren't now played on the computer. They then had their own gaming consoles. The gaming consoles included actually there was companies just like Nintendo, Namco, Atari Williams, Electronics, Stand Electronics, and these companies, they invested into the gaming industry. They also started to create their own consoles, and according to Oliver Kick, he stated that the launch of Pong, the game Pong, had great success, allowing other companies to enter gaming industries such as Namco, Atari, Williams Electronics, Stern Electronics, and Nintendo. So the first ever, after this, the big change, Nintendo, after entering the gaming industry, they decided to create their own game. This was the first handheld-on game called Nintendo Game Boy. Personally, I never played the Nintendo Game Boy, but I played the Nintendo 64, which was released like 10 or 15 years after this. And this was a big change because these companies were able to create technology, and there was an increase in performance, graphics, CPUs, GPUs, hardware, and software. Now, the change of how that's impacted games today. Video games today, according to the article by IGN written by Rebecca Valentine, video game consoles now are being sold 12% more than previous years. For me, gaming is a big thing in my life because I like to do that as my hobby, as well as all of my friends. I like to go, when I come back home from the gym or something, I like to just hop on the game, chill on the game. And, seeing how games have changed, I used to be playing, Nintendo 64 and like Nintendo 3DS, and, there wasn't much to them. It was just like a little handheld device. But now I have, a PC and a PlayStation, and I'm able to play a numerous amount of games that are almost looking like real life, and they're very fun. So now there's games like PlayStation 5, Xbox X, the Xbox S, the PC, the Nintendo 1, the Nintendo 2, the Nintendo Switches. There's a lot of new consoles, and these consoles now have catered to a lot of different audiences because there's a numerous amount of games that can be played. So this today concludes my presentation of the evolution of gaming. So let's review what we learned. First of all, my goal was to explain how the evolution of games became and how it started. And it started from the first game, Tennis for Two, which then led to the idea of the Brown Box. After the Brown Box, then came these companies which joined the gaming industry, such as Nintendo, which created the Nintendo Game Boy, which is the first handheld gaming console. And then after this, now games have took a very impact in society today, and a lot of people like to play the PlayStation and other games. And now games have allowed for technology to advance, which causes better performance, better graphics, and high realistic speed technology games, which has now made an impact on a lot of people's life that enjoy video games. Thank you.